Okay, let's wrap it up.
Sure.
Yes, man, we are past 99. Mpura, Nguzuma, Nguchazi Q, Ngulady Du, Durisma Lisa, Besiti, Sebenz, we've started Natike, 89.7 FM, Sitley again, double chess champion, who was representing the district, the Sarah Baartman District weekend, and will be in future representing the Eastern Cape province, Botlhale. Some people know him as the Rhodes University SRC president, but here we know him as a chess champion. Welcome again to the show, and again, Mandibulele Kwe for Ubanati Kubeni to Yanamklanje. Thank you very much. All right, let's get to it. So, what was it like representing Sarah Baartman? Like, how much support do you actually receive from the district? Well, how did they approach you? Additionally to that, with representing the Eastern Cape in your next tournament, you did mention that there's no coaches here at Rhodes University. Is there coaching for Eastern Cape? Is there some sort of structures of support that they have for you going forward into the next tournament?
Thank you for the question. In terms of the support from Sarah Baartman, they actually do have support, and they are trying to understand how Rhodes Chess works, and our chairperson has also been in very close contact with them. So, that has really helped us a lot. They do have chief arbiters, they do have coaches. They have like their own trials set up that can actually count as tournaments, which will benefit your rating. So as a chess player, you have like a chess rating. So depending on how well you do, your rating will go up. If you don't do too well, it will go down. But the district has offered a lot of support, and they have been part and parcel of organizing the Eastern Cape provincials. And also, there are like different regions in the province, like your Nelson Mandela Bay, which really have good coaches. They always represent at the top level, I would say, in the Eastern Cape. Buffalo City Chess as well, they're doing it big too. And I do think that now that Sarah Baartman is getting more recognition, it's only up from here. I feel like we'll only ascend from this point and go even further, and I do think that there should be future collaboration with Rhodes Chess and Sarah Baartman to see how best we can improve both parties in chess.
Yeah, all right. Let's get down to it now, the conversation.
Sure.
Now, chess, a game I love.
Yeah.
I always say, chess is literally the game of life.
Yes.
But the game doesn't love me. I just can't get good. As soon as it gets to a point, I can play the game. I've been playing the game since I was very young. But I just can't get to a point where I'm actually beating competitive chess players. The only time I'll get a victory on the chessboard is when I'm still teaching somebody who's completely a beginner. But I can't advance. And I've even read some chess books. I've read about the tactics, the protecting the middle and all of those, those chess. I don't understand them. I can't. I get them in theory, but when it comes to actually playing in a match and having to apply it, I don't know. It goes out the window. What do you think it is? What's going on?
Well, I have experienced that myself, growing up, because I started playing chess when I was 11, and that was like in 2009. I was in grade 5. Well, 10 turning 11, I was in grade 5. So I would play like league chess, grade 6, 7, going all the way up to matric. It was only in my matric year where I was actually starting to ascend. And I saw like a difference. I was like, why is it that now my skill is improving? Why am I knowing things I didn't know before? The solution was there was these, like how these laptops don't have CD slots anymore. I used to have like one of those laptops. There was this disc that my maths teacher gave me. It's called Chess Master. So, he would give it to me. He's like, hey, I heard that you are the captain of work school Bursley High, where I was in Kempton Park. He's like, I heard you the captain of the first team. Here's a disc that you can use. And then he also gave me some books as well. So I would use both of the books, and I'd also use the Chess Master app. I would say it's an app, but I would use that. It would teach me different tactics. There would be like grandmasters games that I would analyze, so there would be certain openings. For example, if you look at a repertoire of games, maybe you're looking at games that cover the English opening, you look at different variations of the English opening, like what would happen if you move the C, like obviously English opening is C4. What would you do when you follow C4 up with knight C3? Like which pieces do you develop? What are the possible counter attacks that you can experience under the English opening? And we'd look at Grandmaster's games. Then maybe you look at another opening, let's say the Petrov defense, which would be for black, you know, because if it's an opening, you're referring to white, and if it's a defense, you're referring for black. So then we look at different openings to say that what lines are the strongest, you know. So that's, I think that was a stepping stone to how I would improve, and then I would use chess puzzles. And in my matric year, I got chosen to represent Tshwane Chess, you know, and at the time my school is in Ekurhuleni, you know, the East Strand. So representing Tshwane Chess, which was, I think still is the biggest union in the country, was also one of the reasons why I improved as well, because they would have people who play chess for the country. They would be going to, you know, international tournaments, names, just, you know, big names in chess. Even Western Province, they would have like big names. Even Nelson Mandela Bay has big names, you know, like I feel like every region has big names, but Tshwane would have the most big names that would represent, especially at a junior level. So I would like take advice from the different coaches. They would tell me like, practice your puzzles. There would be puzzles within those opening books. So I just think it's more of like being on it every day. And like I would play online as well every day, like almost not a day goes by without me playing chess online, but those would be like blitz games, you know, like 3-minute games. I also think that is a bit of a hurdle in terms of like improving in chess. You need to improve by playing longer games. Even if you are using puzzles and using books, you need that human interaction, you know. That's what I think makes Rhodes Chess as strong as it is, because we do use like the puzzles, the books, the videos, any resource, but what makes the difference is that we play face to face and we learn from each other. Like there's also a book that I read by Andrew Saltis. I think it's called Chess Made Easy. The title is something along those lines, and he said that human interaction is important, number one. Number two, if you are playing, let's say, against a computer, and you should play a level that is difficult, where you are at least winning 25% of the games. You know, as much as the losing will frustrate you, you'll get to see your mistakes step by step. And I also think that that becomes a contributor to know that this is where I went wrong in games and this is how I'm willing to improve. I mean, even if you look at the games that you played in tournaments, you know, we would analyze those games and just use the Stockfish engine. So Stockfish is like a type of engine, a chess engine, and you'd use it to analyze your games, you know. Even if you can even analyze games that you've won, but the focus is more on analyzing games that you've lost. But if you're analyzing games that you've drawn or that you've won, you look at how best you would have played, like what better move would you have played, what combination did you miss, that type of thing. And then just consistently using puzzles as well, like maybe spending like 2 hours a day. It's a start, you know. I feel like with chess you get to the right direction, and I think that's what has helped us ever since.
Brilliant. Botlhale, it's absolutely always a pleasure having you guys here.
Thank you.
I'm definitely going to be keeping up with your journey. I'm going to be bothering you and interviewing you as much as possible as you go on. Thank you for flying the flag of not just Rhodes University, but of the whole of Makanda and the Eastern Cape so high in the Sarah Baartman District. And now very, very good luck for you for your provincial games that are going to be coming up.
Thank you very much. And I really can't wait to work with the team. A number of the team members actually are not just from Rhodes. So in the team, it's myself, Johnny, and Lucas, but we do have a few guys from the University of Fort Hare, a few guys from Walter Sisulu University. It's going to be an exciting journey. I genuinely cannot wait, because we'll be interacting at the USAs first, where we'll be enemies, but then we will, you know, readjust and become friends at nationals.
All right, all the best to you. Thank you very much, Botlhale. Moving on, it is time for us to conclude, but before we do that, I'd like to play an interview that we had earlier, but unfortunately due to some technical issues, it's been a show of technical issues today, unfortunately, because of the load shedding and everything. But through it all, we still persevere, we're still here, we're still broadcasting, we're still talking to you live up again. Earlier today on the show with coach Yemaru FC, as he was giving me a little bit of a match report on what went down during the weekend as they were facing a team from Bathurst in what was the next round of the Nedbank Cup. Rhodes Music Radio.